The ASI merger is coming sooner, and yet we don't have any news from big exchanges so far. We'll talk about that. Spoiler alert, don't worry, nothing to worry here. We'll still talk about that, as well as about new, even more strange news from OpenAI and everything that's going on there. It's kind of a, well, it doesn't look that good. And a few other news. But first of all, thank you everybody for being here. I hope you're all having a great day. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Any questions, as always, about the merge, about the ASI Alliance, let me know in the chat. And as soon as a few more people join the faces that I'm used to seeing here, I'll have a few things I want to talk about with you. But first of all, let us jump into the different exchanges. And now, the merger is coming up next week, right? Yes, next week, Thursday. So it's not that long anymore, and still a few exchanges didn't really clarify what's going to happen. There are in social media a lot of people who asked the customer support, and they didn't get any clarifying answers. And I get quite a lot of questions and confusing comments of people, oh, what is going to happen on this exchange? What is going to happen on that exchange? Well, for that, first of all, let us again go back to, if I find it, here it is. Let us go to the website, to the official website of the ASI Alliance. Let me put myself down here. Where is it? Here is it. Okay, let us go to the website and let's just read what they say here. If you have tokens on a centralized exchange, no action is needed. I will talk about that more in just a moment, but just here on the official website of the ASI Alliance, if you have tokens on a centralized exchange, Coinbase, Binance, Crypto.com, whatever it is, no action is needed. Now, when an exchange has converted all old tokens, the ticker will be retired from the exchange. If anyone accidentally sends the old tokens to an exchange after the conversion event, we cannot guarantee that the tokens will be available or converted to ASI. So if you want to send your tokens to an exchange for conversion, do it now. Don't wait, do it now. Because after the conversion, after the 11th, I would say I would not send any tokens to an exchange anymore after the 10th. Okay, but yeah, with this statement in mind, if you have tokens on a centralized exchange, the tokens will be converted automatically and no action is needed on your side. With this statement in mind, let's look at one of the only exchanges that so far actually has made an official announcement. Now, I'll just look at this here on Google and not on the actual official announcement they made because I just Googled it real quick before coming here on the stream. But yeah, Bybit. Bybit actually made an official announcement stating Bybit will be delisting the FET USDT, Ocean USDT, and AGIX USDT perpetual contracts at 10 a.m. UTC on June 7th in preparation for the upcoming merger. Because then they're going to merge the tokens on the upcoming merger, so it just makes sense that before the merger comes up, they delist the tokens, they delist the futures contracts, because of course, when the merger happens, there cannot be any futures trading anymore. And I've heard this from a couple of exchanges so far. I have been going through the Telegram groups and everything that I could find from the ASI Alliance, from FET, from AGIX. And I have read through all the messages, all the customer support messages, and from a few people who know a bit about the whole space. So I'm giving you all the information that I gathered there. First of all, we have nothing to worry, because if you now go to an exchange and you ask the customer support, hey, customer support person, what is going to happen with the merger? Now, the customer support person is very likely a person who is not necessarily a lot involved in what is going on behind the scenes, right? It's a person who can help you a bit of stuff, but they don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the exchange and what is going to happen there. So if this person cannot get you any further information, that is not that big of a surprise. Now, still a few exchanges in the email exchanges have confirmed that the swap will be happening. which is obviously a good sign, and it will be happening on all the exchanges. Okay, spoiler alert, all the exchanges will swap it, unless one exchange specifically comes out in the next few days and says, no, we will not do that. The list of exchanges who have officially confirmed that the swap is going to happen is, let me read here, Coinbase, Bitmart, eToro, Bitvavo, and BitMEX. And of course, Bybit, as we just have seen. Now, Binance also said this in a stream they have done a long time ago. They didn't make an official post announcement, but Binance also said that they are going to support this swap in a stream they made a long time ago. We don't have a proper answer yet from Gemini, Kraken, Maxi, Crypto.com, and Phemex. Now, Crypto.com and Phemex, I asked myself, because this is where I usually have my tokens and everything and buy my tokens. They didn't give me a proper answer. But again, it's not that much of a surprise that a customer support person cannot give a proper answer there. So again, we have a few confirmed exchanges. I say them again: Coinbase, Bitmart, eToro, Bitvavo, BitMEX, Bybit, and Binance. These exchanges are confirmed. Yes, the swap is going to happen. No worries. All the other exchanges have not given a clear answer, but there's still we should not doubt that the swap is going to happen there, because it would absolutely make no sense. It's just that, and this comes from people who know more about that, from quote-unquote trusted sources, trusted sources from the Telegram groups of the ASI Alliance and FET, that it's not unusual that exchanges don't make a huge announcement about that, because there's not actually a new necessarily coin listing, it's a merger, and we can expect announcements from Monday, right? The swap is going to happen on what is that, Thursday, and we can expect official announcements from Monday. So as of now, it's not to be expected to have big official announcements. It's not to be expected that the customer support knows everything of the ins and outs of the exchanges. So nothing to worry there. Everything we are seeing is quite normal, all as expected. And as I just shown you, the official website states that if you have your tokens on exchange, there's nothing to worry about. So we should not worry about anything there, just because a customer support person cannot confirm this at this time. Because again, customer support persons are usually sure, they know stuff. Obviously, they want to and need to support customers, but they are not so deep in the ins and outs of the workings of the exchanges. All right. Now, and which also seems to be a consensus among most exchanges, which makes sense because this is this Friday. From this Friday, likely all the future contracts of AGIX, of FET, and of Ocean will be on hold, will be halted. And this means whatever, if you have an open future trade of AGIX, FET, or Ocean, it will be stopped at whatever current price that is. And then it will probably be turned back on for the ASI token somewhere around the 13th, 14th, something like that. A few exchanges already confirmed that they will put it on hold on Friday the 7th, like we just looked at Bybit. Right here, Bybit said, yes, we'll put it on hold on the 7th. And I believe BitMEX and Bitvavo also said, yes, on the 7th, we will put that on hold, which makes sense. Because this is the last Friday before the merger happens in the next week. So I would expect all the future contracts of FET, AGIX, and Ocean to be paused on this Friday. This is what I would expect. Of course, we don't have a proper statement about that of all the exchanges, but this is what I would expect. And I, anyway, would not trade any futures contracts right now just before the merger. So if you're doing that, it's probably time to opt out of that. And again, as for the conversion, no worries. It all looks pretty good. Not every customer person, not every exchange could say, yes, it's going to happen, but we don't have any reason to doubt that it's going to happen. And we can expect official statements from Monday, or maybe even later than that. right? But I would not worry if you hold your tokens on an exchange. Let's say the worst case scenario happens that the specific exchange doesn't swap the token. Okay, let's say this is the worst case scenario and it happens, and you hold your FET token on an exchange and the exchange doesn't swap that. Well, what happens then? Well, the exchange doesn't swap, but it will not retire the contract, right? It will not destroy your token. So what then happens is you just withdraw your token, and then your exchanges, you swap it manually with the merger contract. This is the worst thing that can happen. Okay, so no worries there. Yeah, no worries there. And this is what we can say about the exchanges. And again, I have seen a lot of people and a lot of comments in the groups and on my videos, and oh, this customer support person said this, and what happens on this exchange, what happens on that exchange. I hope I addressed all of that now for everyone's clarity and for everyone, in a, how do you say, enough for everybody, so that everybody knows now what's going on. Okay, if you have any more questions about the exchanges or about anything of the merger, please drop a comment and let me know. All right, good. Then, yeah, welcome, 6 people watching. Shout out to every single one of you. Thank you for spending your time with me. Who is here right now? Are you here? Are my people here who are always here? Are you here, Nani? Are you here, Brandon? Are you here, Judy? Or Carlo? Are you already here? If not, I will go into one more thing, which I think was quite interesting. Here you go, from the ASI Alliance Twitter. They made like this poll. How do you plan to enter the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance? Via merging AGIX, which is me, I only have the AGIX token, via merging Ocean, via merging FET, or waiting for the ASI token. And I think this is very, very interesting, because this shows, once again, the huge potential of the ASI Alliance. I mean, look at this. 93.8% who have participated in this poll don't even hold any of the tokens yet, right? 93% don't even hold any of these tokens yet. They are planning to buy the ASI token once it's out. 93%. How amazing is that, right? This shows the huge potential of inflow of new people into this community. It's amazing. And if you can see, this is not a small poll. Like, it got 1 million views and 54,000 votes. So this is not a small poll. And we can expect that the ASI Alliance at this page probably follow many people who hold FET, who hold AGIX, and who hold Ocean, right? But still, most of the people who follow and have participated in this poll don't hold any of the tokens yet, and they are going to buy the ASI token once it's there. How cool is that? I think this was really great, and I just wanted to, show it around to show the huge potential that we have. All right, good. And then I have hey there, Judy. Great to see you. Great to see you here. Good. Then I have a announcement and a little bit more of a quote-unquote serious topic we need to talk about here. Right? Nothing serious, nothing major, but I'll stop joking for a moment, because this is actually important. We are all for the development of decentralized AGI for the benefit of all of humanity, right? We don't want the development of centralized AGI in a black box from narrow entities, from small entities with narrow goals. We don't want that. We all here want the development of decentralized AGI in a democratic way, so that it's for the benefit of all of humanity. This is what we want, right? And if we think about that, there's one important thing here that we always need to be aware, that if we really want that, if we really want the development of decentralized AGI in a democratic way for the benefit of all of humanity, then we need to always keep in mind that this is also for the benefit of people who fundamentally disagree with us, okay? Because we want to have it developed in a democratic way. It doesn't matter on what topics they disagree with us. These days, there are enough topics where people disagree on, okay? And society as a whole is in a huge fight about everything. And as people who want a democratic, decentralized development of AGI, we need to be aware that this is also for the benefit of people who fundamentally disagree with us. This is actually very important, because only like this we can do it in a democratic way. So we really need to think about the implications here. And the implications about that is that we need to become much more open, as all the people who are listening to this right now, as all the people who are for the decentralized development of this, but also as a society as a whole. We need to become much more open in a willingness to understand each other. We need to become much more open in a willingness to understand each other and not to be so fixated on our own viewpoints and on our own beliefs and our own thoughts of what is right or wrong, right? We need to become much more open in understanding each other. And I think one very important step for that is stepping out of our own ego, stepping out of our, oh, I need this to be wrong, to be right, I need my point of view to be right, and always talking to people with a genuine curiosity for where the other person is coming from. It doesn't matter what they believe in or what their points of view are. There is a path they have gone in their lives that led them to these viewpoints. So we, as people who want decentralized AGI for the benefit of everyone, need to be very open to talk to these people, talk to other points of view with genuine curiosity and wanting to understand where the other person is coming from, right? Most people these days see a discussion as wanting to be right. I show you how right I am. Let me push all my rightness upon you. But this is very wrong. A discussion should always do two things. The discussion should always be a shared effort to coming closer to the truth or to coming to an understanding of one another. Now, of course, this can only be done mutually. I'm not saying you need to be open to people who are idiots and are ideologists and just want to push their views on others, because this is not possible. But we still always want to come from a genuine curiosity of where other people got their viewpoint from, with an openness to maybe even change our own point of view if we see facts that convince us. Stepping out of our egos and out of our need to be right, always being open to, hey, yes, I might be the one who is wrong, but also with a willingness to respectfully agree to disagree. Right? And this is what we are losing as a society as a whole. And this is what we need if we want an actual open democratic AGI that is there for the benefit of all of us. Because otherwise, the AGI will always be biased towards a certain direction. And the AGI itself needs this curiosity and openness as a fundamental value. Because otherwise, again, it will be biased in a certain direction. And we don't want that. We don't want that. Definitely not. And it starts with us. Now, again, I'm not saying if there's a person who's an ideologist and just says, no, I'm seeing this way and I will never listen to what you say. Of course, we cannot argue with these people or talk to these people. But still, we need to make the first step as the people who want a democratic, decentralized AGI and a, well, better future for humanity. We need to be the ones making the first step. It starts with us. Okay. I hope that makes sense for all of you, because yeah, if this is not a foundation on which we build everything, then we'll just run into suppression of opinions again, which is exactly what we don't want. All right. And in saying that, with welcoming all diverse points of views from wherever they are coming from, as long as you're open and have an open mind and you want to genuinely have understand others and are curious about others' opinions, and especially, of course, when it comes to AI development, AGI development. I am opening up now my new Discord channel, which is what I asked you guys in this poll here, right? In this poll here, and I was very, very happy about that. What do you think about me creating a Discord channel? I would join for sure, which is 4 people. Not sure if I would be active, but I have a look. 4 people, great. So we already have 8 people in there, and I hope you're going to join there as well. And I want this really as a foundation of this Discord channel. Of course, we want to talk about AI. We want to talk about crypto. We want to talk about token prices and all this cool, fancy stuff. But we all, and I want everybody who joins this Discord channel to always have an open mind to every other opinion and a genuine curiosity for where other people are coming from. This needs to be the foundation of our discussions. And in saying that, I would be more than happy to join me in here and to talk to a few of you a lot more in the coming days and weeks and months. And who knows, maybe at one point we actually can play a more significant part in the future development. I'll see, because the ASI Alliance is a very open community and they're always looking for participation, and maybe I'll reach out to them at one point. But for now, join this Discord channel. I would be more than happy to see all of you in there. The link is in the description down below. And if I click here, I believe I can also paste the invite link into the chat. All right. Here you go. And I would love every single one of you to see every single one of you in there. Good, but enough about that. I hope what I just said makes sense for all of you. And I hope to see a lot of you in there. And now let's jump into a few more news stories. And this is an interesting thing here, which also Dr. Ben Goertzel commented on, something very important. I'm not from America, and I'm definitely not from California, but maybe some of you are. And we have here this new California anti-AI bill, which is what this person here, Joshua Bach, calls it. And here he sums this bill up. This bill basically includes only a small group of companies rigidly controlled and overseen by a special government agency have the right to create advanced artificial intelligence. This destroys open source AI and puts unresolvable liability for model makers, effectively making it too risky to develop and deploy advanced capabilities at all. So it basically stifles AI development as a whole completely if this passes. Now, again, I have no idea if this is likely that's going to pass. I am not American, so I will also not talk that much about this next thing here about the bill, but this is still something that I found very interesting here. Gavin Newsom, apparently the governor of California, warns against perils of over-regulating AI. He says, if we over-regulate, if we overindulge, if we chase a shiny object, we will put ourselves in a perilous position. So from his statements, he is basically against this bill, which is probably a good sign. Now, again, I don't know him. I don't know anything about that. I'm just seeing this article. I am not an American. I am German, as you can tell by my accent. So I will not talk too much about that. But this, for me, looks like a good thing that this bill hopefully is not going to pass. Or did it already? I don't know. But it looks like many people are against that. Now, this is what Ben Goertzel, Dr. Ben Goertzel, said about this bill. Yes, some of us have seen this coming for quite a while. The better news is technologies for deploying advanced AI technologies on decentralized infrastructure owned and controlled by everyone and no one are actually coming along okay, which is amazing. Scale up OpenCog Hyperon to form a large-scale, high-speed, decentralization-friendly infrastructure for integrating neural, logical, and evolutionary AI. Now, decentralized infrastructure is the most important thing here. Integration of SingularityNet, NuNet, and hypercycle protocols in a custom hypercycle compute node. Integration of SingularityNet with a constellation of other decentralized AI protocols within the newly formed ASI Alliance. Construction of a network of GPU and CPU server farms to be distributed across multiple nations. Right? Amazing for decentralization. California can do whatever they want if it's distributed across multiple nations. Global network of heterogeneous decentralized processors. The closed-minded, narrow-minded fear and power-driven regulators will want to shut it down. But we will have launched it from the get-go on a fundamentally globalized and decentralized platform. It will be no more easily to shut downable than the internet or Linux. And this is the power of decentralized AI and AGI development. And this is why we need decentralization. This Californian bill of anti-AI stuff, that it needs to be closely governmentally regulated. We don't give a damn about that because they can do whatever they want in California. Even if we have a server farm in California, we have many more across the entire US and across the entire world. Right? They cannot shut it down. Right? As he says, it's not more easily shut downable than the internet. Good luck in regulating the internet and shutting it down in your small nation state or in your small state. Good luck with that. Right? Decentralized AGI will not be able to be shut down by or regulated by a small governmental agency. It's democratized in a big decentralized ecosystem across the entire globe and planet. And these bills from small, narrow-minded people who want to control everything is exactly why we need the development of decentralized ASI, AGI, AI systems. All right. Good. Moving on. But first of all, let me drink a sip of water. How are you guys doing today, by the way? Are you doing good? Did you have a great week? Are you excited for the merger? I am very, very excited to finally have an ASI token and an ASI chart. I cannot wait for that. Only one more week, and we are finally there. Okay. Let's see here. This year was another cool story. SingularityNet and Origin Trail announced strategic partnership, and this seems to be a pretty big deal, actually. This partnership signifies, let's first go into who the hell is Origin Trail. Origin Trail is an ecosystem building a verifiable internet for AI, providing an inclusive framework that tackles the world's challenges in the AI era, such as hallucinations, bias, and model collapse. By the way, bias is another reason why we always need to be open-minded and have genuine curiosity for one another, and need to also put this into a developing AI AGI, because otherwise it will be fundamentally biased. Right? When we talk about, this is another thing, when we talk about critical thinking, what is critical thinking? The most important aspect of critical thinking is questioning your own beliefs and what you believe in the most, right? Questioning what you believe in most, this is what you want to question. Why? Because what you believe in most is exactly where your blind spots are, because you're so convinced of it. You believe in it so much, so you have a lot of room for blind spots to appear. So you always want to critically think about your own thoughts, beliefs, and values, right? Doesn't mean that they are wrong. Doesn't mean that at all. But it means you want to pay attention to potential blind spots that you have there. But yeah, going back to here, Origin Trail is used by global leaders like the British Standard Institutions, Swiss Federal Railways, Supply Compliance Audit Network, SCAN, representing over 40% of US imports and several consortia funded by the European Union, among others. Advised by a Turing Award winner Dr. Bob Metcalfe, re-owned for his law of network effects, the Trace Labs team, Origin Trail core developers, plays a crucial role in promoting a more inclusive, transparent, and decentralized AI. So this company is kind of a big deal. Now, they partner now with SingularityNet, and this partnership signifies that two prominent players in the AI industry have come together to support a decentralized ecosystem where AI agents and infrastructure partners collaborate within the decentralized knowledge graph DKG landscape. Origin Trail is an ecosystem dedicated to building a verifiable internet for AI. And here Trace Labs is tasked, which is basically the company behind Origin Trail, is tasked with developing sophisticated infrastructure that allows the effective access and retrieval of information stored on the DKG, the distributed knowledge graph, which is basically the internet for AI, tackling challenges of AI, hallucination, bias, and model collapse. SingularityNet will then provide users access to its decentralized platform where specialized AI models and large language models can be purchased and used for data analysis. These models are designed to operate seamlessly with the data supported by the Origin Trail network. Develop AI models that can be trained directly on the decentralized knowledge graph and eliminate the need for data centralization. So this internet for AI is basically a decentralized internet where you have data that these AIs can use and also AIs that are decentralized and can learn from one another. Now, if we look at ChatGPT and Claude 3 and Gemini, they all are basically islands. There's ChatGPT, which stands here. There's Claude 3, which stands here. And they don't communicate with one another, right? You need to build a whole new model from scratch to have a new model. With this Internet of AI, you basically would have different AI models, and they all are interconnected and can all learn from each other. And by this, fostering innovation and development speed, right? And this is another amazing thing about the whole decentralized aspect of AI and AGI development. So this partnership is kind of a big deal and actually pretty amazing. All right. These should have gave us a better ratio for it. I am going to put you in a timeout here because I will not allow any comments or, you know, stupid insults like that. Please behave better with what you write. Good, only 10-minute timeout. Next time you're going to get in another timeout. And when we look, by the way, let me address this real quick. If you look at the ratios are great because they basically ensure. I just did a calculation example last week where I calculated what happens if you have $100 worth of FET, $100 worth of AGIX, and $100 worth of Ocean. What happens? You will get $100 worth of ASI from your FET because it's 1-to-1, and you will get roughly $103 worth of ASI for your Ocean and AGIX. So you're even making a small surplus here, right? And people are still complaining. But the most important thing is no one is losing anything here. And even if it would be $99, who cares? It's roughly the same, right? It's roughly the same, and it's all looking very, very good on that end. All right. Going into our next story. Here we go. More OpenAI researchers slam company on safety, call for right to warn to avert human extinction. Now, this is a little bit exaggerated, which also Ben Gertzel says, which we'll look at in just a moment. But this is just another piece in the puzzle of the whole OpenAI drama and the whole OpenAI soap opera, really. And OpenAI, I don't know what to think about this company anymore. I definitely would not trust it further than I could throw a rock. All right, they have signed a new open letter online calling for OpenAI and similar companies to commit to 4 principles protecting whistleblowers and critics who raise issues surrounding AI safety. So lack of proper oversight, the influence of profit motives, and suppression of dissenting voices is a huge issue within OpenAI, and they basically call for these 4 things. First, refraining from enforcing agreements that prohibit disparaging comments or retaliation for risk-related criticism. 2, or second, establishing a verifiable and anonymous process for raising risk-related concerns to the company's board, regulators, and independent organizations. And this would be great, right? Because as we have seen last week, the new safety board now consists of OpenAI executives who have making a profit as their #1 priority. So it's ridiculous. And then and allowing employees to share risk-related concerns publicly, provided trade secrets are protected. Of course, and this is what the employees also say in the letter, no, we don't want to whistleblow any secrets or any important stuff there, but we want to make public risk-related concerns, because apparently there are a lot of risk-related concerns. And then not retaliating against employees sharing risk-related confidential information following failure of the reporting methods. Now they go on to say how when an employee quits OpenAI and then says something about them and risk concerns there, they have the right to freeze the assets and all this kind of stuff. Now they have said they will not do that, but they still have, I think, written in the contract that they have the right to do that. So if they will not do that, they might as well slash it from the contract. Here is the open letter. The right to warn about advanced artificial intelligence. They're writing, we are hopeful that these risks can be adequately mitigated with sufficient guidance from the scientific community, policymakers, and the public. However, AI companies have strong financial incentives to avoid effective oversight, right? They have strong financial incentives to not take risk concerns too serious, which is a huge dilemma and a huge ridiculous issue with Sam Altman and basically only OpenAI employees being in the new safety board of OpenAI and it not being independent. Current and former employees are among the few people who can hold them accountable to the public, yet broad confidentiality agreements block us from voicing our concerns. Yeah, as you see here, confidentiality agreements, they have publicly stated, when we look at here, this is why many former employees and current employees that signed this letter of OpenAI remain anonymous, so they don't fear any retaliation. Now, looking at what Dr. Ben Goertzel said about that, and obviously this is another thing why the decentralized, open and democratized development of AI and AGI is so, it's important. Another reason why it's important, because then we all would have oversight over that. Nothing can happen behind closed doors. Here he says, while I think most AGI risk paranoia is misguided and strongly doubt LLMs can serve as a core of an AGI system, I strongly support the right to warn that OpenAI staff and others are asking for. Right? He also says they are really, right, they talked about human extinction. And just as Ben Goertzel says, I also believe this is maybe a little bit overblown. We are probably not that close to human extinction as many people want to make us believe. But yeah, still, obviously, they should have a right to warn about stuff that's maybe not going that great. And here he also says he is for filling an early stage AGI mind with the right open and supportive vibes. So right when you develop an open AGI system, it's right from the start developed in an open way, when it's developed in a closed and narrow way, it's right from the start. You could argue developed with something rather negative, right? Closed, not seeable for the public, which is already a negative foundation for developing AGI, which is basically what he says here, even more critically, to fill early stage AGI minds with right, open, and supportive vibes, which we do by developing it, well, decentralized and democratized in an open way. What centralized exchange can US residents use for AGIX? We talked about the exchanges in the beginning. You can use whatever exchange the AGIX token is being traded on. I am not an US citizen, so I don't know how that looks like in the US, but I would guess that AGIX is traded on all the major exchanges, including Coinbase, Crypto.com, Binance, Bybit, Phemex, and all these kinds of exchanges, I would highly suspect. Now, again, I'm not a US citizen, so I cannot tell you for sure, but I would suspect that it's traded on all of these exchanges. But if you are unsure, just go to, let us go there real quick. If you're unsure where you can get also the ASI token when it's out, or any token, or if you're unsure if the token is the right token, or you're maybe getting scammed, just go over to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap here. And when you're over at CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, let's do it with AGIX. Let's just type in AGIX. Then we go to the AGIX token here from SingularityNet. And then you can just click on the exchange where you can get it. If I can find it. Somewhere here, all the exchanges are listed. Where are here? Here, all the exchanges where you can get the token are listed. You see here 8 pages full of exchanges. So you can get it at Gate.io, BingX, Maxi, Whitebit, Bitvenues, HTX, OKK, Bybit, BitGet, BitUnix, and a lot more. And you can just go immediately on here, click on there, right? And then if you click on here, you will immediately be redirected to the page where you can get that token on the exchange. So you can be sure it's the right token and not a scam token or anything like that. So this is what you can do with any token on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. If you don't know where to get a token, or if you don't know if the token is actually the right token or a scam token. All right. Good. I hope that was helpful. Now, again, for anybody joining, I hope you are joining me in the new Discord channel I started to talk a lot more about AI, developing AGI, maybe also safety and ethics concerns, which would be very interesting conversation. Obviously, token prices and all that good stuff. The link you can find down in the description. And then a huge shout out to all the members that have joined, which are 2 or 3 so far, which I'm very happy about because I know I have a very small channel at this point. So shout out to all the members that have joined for member-only posts on my community wall and member-only live streams. I hope to see a few more of you in the future. And now let's jump into our Bitcoin price analysis for the day. And then after that, let's hang out and chill some more. So now Bitcoin, first of all, it's looking amazingly bullish. If we look at this new monthly candle here, it just shot up like crazy. If we look at that, it shot up from the open, like the tail here, just a teeny tiny tail, which unfortunately did not give me a good entry, so I didn't even enter on that. But yeah, it shot up already 5.6%. Now, I expected it to come down first. If we drop down into our daily for a second, I expected the new month to drop down into our fair value gaps here first, into our weekly fair value gap here, at least, or maybe even into our daily fair value gap here. Now, in saying this could be bait, because it looks like we are forming on the daily here almost what looks like a double bottom. Maybe even if we look at all of this here, this could be almost quadruple top, double top, or maybe almost a quadruple top forming here. Now, what does that mean? This quadruple top will tell traders to go short, because the quadruple top is usually a bearish sign. So if this stops here and doesn't push above, it will tell traders, oh, we are likely going down, and traders will go short. And we might go short, and let me tell you this, it's fully expected and would not worry me a bit if we drop down here into this fair value gap or that fair value gap. Now, all the doomsayers, all the traders who say, oh, we are going to $1, Bitcoin is over, we are topped out, will stay in their trades forever, right? They will stay in their trades forever and they will not take profit. So what is going to happen is that all the traders are going short down here, they stay in their trades and we generate a lot of liquidity. And then down here, we probably do a few more double bottoms or something like that. And then traders will go long. And then when we have generated enough liquidity, we maybe push through this. And then all these traders who went in up here will get liquidated. This is how this usually very, very often works if you look at it. By the way, for proper trading, watch the Crypto Lifer live stream. If you want to proper trade, watch the Crypto Lifer live stream. This is just a rough trend analysis that I'm giving here and what I would expect to happen based on what I'm seeing. So what I would expect to happen is either Bitcoin dropping down in here or in here and then going parabolic, or Bitcoin just being so crazily bullish, and this is, of course, a possibility as well, that it just goes nuts, bananas. That it just goes bananas, I'm sorry, on this channel here, we say bananas, that just goes bananas from here. Now, what would confirm this going bananas if we go past this here? We want to go past our new all-time high here. If we shoot past that, if we go here and have a strong reaction past that, we'll probably continue much higher. Now, if we get here and get rejected, again, this is on the table and then a shoot up. But this is what I would be seeing. Now, again, if we go into our weekly here, our weekly fair value gap sits right here. We did not form any new weekly fair value gaps, so this one is it. And again, our daily fair value gap sits just below that right here. Now, we also did not form any new daily fair value gap. Maybe we did form a very small one here, but this is nothing that I would really consider. Yeah, if you look at that, we formed maybe a teeny tiny fair value gap here. Maybe we could consider that one to some degree, but I would not see this as a huge deal. I would still look at it as a possible point where we go back to. What was my color? Anyway, I would still look at this as a possible point to go back to, but I would think maybe if we shoot up, but for now, I would think it's more likely that we go back down here and not necessarily here, because this is just right a very small, teeny tiny, not very big fair value gap. Now, one interesting thing that we can see here when we go back into our monthly is actually just formed in the futures. It just only formed in the future. Let's jump into our futures contract here. No, it didn't. It didn't even form in our futures. Okay. Then where did I see it? I am in the index here, right? Yes, I'm in the index. No, anyway. Then it got filled. Oh yeah, probably it got filled because it came back down. Yeah, probably it got filled because what happened is when we go back here, where is it? I use it so rarely, so I don't even know where. Here, this is kind of is this here, bar replay. If we go back here into our monthly, I don't know if we can see it here. If we go back here and watch our monthly candle forming, oh god, this is way too slow. Okay, let's make it at 1 time speed. Okay, let's make it 3 times speed. Okay, we just kind of miss it. So if we see our monthly candle forming, this is our old monthly candle. And then when we see our new monthly candle forming, then maybe it was also the fuel. Anyway, I'll just tell you what I mean. What happened, I cannot find it anymore. What happened was that the new monthly candle started above the old monthly candle. So we had a gap here between the two candles. And this is usually a very bullish sign. If we have a opening gap, a new month opening gap to the upside between these two candles is usually a very bullish sign. Even though I cannot find it right now anymore and I don't see it anymore, but I saw it at one point. I saw it at one point, so another bullish sign for us. Good, so the last thing I want to tell you here is this monthly looks very, very good. If we look at the monthly, there's no bearishness at all. The monthly looks very bullish. And yeah, as I said, if anything, I would expect us to come down here. But other than that, we'll maybe go bananas from here. We'll just have to see how it plays out further. All right. And this is your Bitcoin chart for today. All right, guys. That was all the stories for the day. I hold them all. Hi there, Mona. Nice to see you. I think this is your very first message in this chat, so welcome. Great to see you here, and amazing that you hold them all. Right? I just hold AGIX. I was thinking about buying FET, but I kind of missed the boat there. I already had bought all the coins that I wanted, so I'm just holding AGIX. But in just a few days, in a bit more than a week, we will all hold the ASI tokens. All right, guys. Now, I don't have any more stories, so let's chat for a little bit and tell me, drop in the chat, where are you from? Let me know, where are you from? I am from Germany, as you can hear by my thick accent, but let me know, where are all of you from? And maybe another thing that I was thinking about, maybe a few of you have suggestions. My background is very, very bland, right? It's a white wall. Do any of you have a few suggestions how I could build this a little bit better? How I could make my set a little bit better? Now, one issue that I have is that this is not a straight wall, but it goes like this. You know, it's angled. So I'm not sure what I could do here. Maybe I could put pictures on there. Let me know any suggestions in the chat because I kind of want to build out this background a little bit more beautiful for the streams. Maybe a few of you have suggestions because I'm very bad at that. I'm very, very, very not creative. All right, good. And other than that, next week we are looking at this. Good. On the 11th, the FET token will merge, or basically the FET token will be renamed because the FET token has a hard fork into the ASI token. This is Tuesday. On Wednesday, we'll see one another. Which is perfect because then on Thursday, the actual merger happens and the merger contracts will be live of AGIX and AS and Ocean. Now, again, all of you, be careful, okay? Don't get scammed. The merger contracts, only use them from the official sites, from the official channels, not from somewhere else. Double and triple check. And don't feel rushed. You have time for the rest of your life, okay? You can merge in the next 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Don't feel like you are rushed. The exchange rates are fixed. There's nothing that you are missing out on. So if you maybe think right now the network fees on Ethereum are too high, the gas fees are too high, then just wait. Just wait. You don't need to merge right now. You can merge, if you're a long-term holder, you can merge whenever you want to. Now, another thing is when you hold one of these tokens on Binance or on Cardano, AGIX, for example, on Cardano, more information about the merger on Cardano and on the other chain will come out in the next coming of days and weeks. The merger right now is only for the Ethereum tokens. And of course, if you hold FET on Cosmos, which is a native chain of FET, the merger to ASI happens automatically. But the merger right now is only for Ethereum tokens. If you hold your tokens on Cardano, on Binance, on whatever other change there is, I don't even know. More information on that will come out shortly. Right, so no worries there. This will also be able to merge at one point, but not yet. Good. So we'll see each other on Wednesday. Probably on Wednesday, also more exchanges will have come out. If you have missed the beginning where I talked about the exchanges, let me give a quick rundown of what I said. Basically, nothing to worry. If you are communication with a customer support there and they say, I don't know, I am not quite sure, no worries. customer support agents, yes, they work there. They have kind of an overview of what's going on, but they're not that deep in all the trenches of the exchange. It will happen. The official website states if you hold it on a centralized exchange, it will be converted automatically. So this is what will happen. The exchanges that have confirmed that it will be converted automatically are Coinbase, Bitmart, eToro, Bitbavo, BitMEX, Binance, and Bybit. Exchanges who have not given a proper answer are Gemini, Kraken, Maxi, Crypto.com, and Phemex. But no proper answer, nothing to say there. The worst, let's say the exchange really doesn't follow through with the merger. The worst that can happen is that you then just have to withdraw your tokens and convert them, merge them yourself. That's the worst that can happen. All right, then future contracts will likely be retired on the 7th. So this Friday, Bybit made an official statement about that. I believe Bitbavo also made an official statement about that. Not so sure, but it just makes sense because it's a Friday before the merger. And this is all the exchange information in a nutshell. Louisiana. Okay, good. So we have at least one person from America here. All right, good, nice guys. Then thank you everybody for watching. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. It really helps out, it really helps the channel, and it helps more people learning about the ASI Alliance, which is what we all want, right? I am looking forward to seeing you all next Wednesday, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I'm looking even more forward to seeing a few of you in the Discord. Join by clicking in the description down below. See you guys.